Okay, so we've got all of the toolboxes and all the hardware out of the back of the truck. One of the things that you need to remember to do when you do this is to put the screws back in place, because that's going to be really important when you're putting in the liner itself. Because as you're folding it up, you're going to press it up against those screws and let it press into the rubberized stuff on the backside, and then take a utility knife and cut a little crosshatch so that screw can come through. So that way, when you get ready to reinstall all your hardware, you're not going to have to worry about trying to hunt for the holes and punching a hole. The hole's already going to be there, and the bolts are going to be sticking out. So the only tools you really need to put this in are impact drill with a number 30 T Torx. So you can see it right here, number 30 Torx. And if that's what your vehicle uses. Mine uses the 30 Torx bits for all the little cleats and stuff. Needed that, and then my toolboxes, obviously, that was a totally different setup there. Most of you won't have that, but I do have all of the bolts, as you can see right here. I've got all the bolts already reinstalled, ready to go. So as I put this bed liner in, it's going to be covering everything, and all my bolts will be sticking out, and then I can put everything back in. Whole process of pulling all the cleats and everything out of here took maybe 5 minutes. So this isn't going to be a really hard install. I watched the manufacturer of the company, BedRug, actually do a full demo of putting one of these in the back of his vehicle, and it took him about 30 minutes from start to finish to actually get it installed and put together, and then he just put all his hardware back on. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with this video. Okay, so before you actually get started, you are going to need to clean out the bed of your truck, sweep it out real good, wipe it out real good and everything, especially if you had an open cover. Mine's been under a cover this whole time since we got the vehicle, so it was fairly clean. But when you get ready to put the bed liner in, you are going to have a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, because as you're laying it in, the areas that you've got to stick the industrial strength adhesive strips for the Velcro, you're going to have to clean those areas with alcohol to make sure there's no oils, dirt, grime, or anything where you are sticking it. So just remember that. Also, as I said, all the bolts and hardware that you're going to have to actually cut the back of it with, you're going to need a utility knife. So why not feature one of my EDC gear? This is the Gerber pry brid, and this is perfect for these small jobs like this, because one, it's a good flat size, got a little pry bar on the end of it, little lanyard so you can pull it out of your pocket, bottle opener, and replaceable blades. You just click that little latch right there on the side, blade pops out, put a new one in. Also has a cord cutter right there on it. So yeah, Gerber pry brid. This is what we're going to be using for this. I've featured it on the channel multiple times. I absolutely love this tool. So it fits perfectly in your pocket too. So there we go. Okay, so we are literally just picking it up and sliding it into the back of the truck. And it's that simple. Get it all the way up in there, and then you're just going to go around and make sure everything is snug fitting, and you're going to get to see the install process for that. Okay, so essentially what I'm doing right now is I'm taking my broom and I'm just kind of lifting up the edges, and I'm pushing down into all the corners with this thing, just making sure that this bed liner is seated where it needs to be. So we've got, yeah, basically all I'm doing is pushing like in these corners like this, and it puts that bed all the way back against that back, and everything is sitting in there correctly as it should be. They didn't show doing that in the video. I just was like, okay, if I'm going to put something into a 90-degree corner, use something that can get it stuffed into that 90-degree corner. Broom handle works great for that. This bed liner is actually in place, and so now when I crawl into the back of this to actually start rolling some of this back to adding the adhesive strips and stuff, my weight is going to be holding it where it needs to be. Okay, so really the first thing I notice from crawling back here on this stuff, it's like wearing knee pads. You no longer have those metal ribs that are going to actually be hurting your knees and stuff if you're having to get on your hands and knees or something in the back of this truck. I mean, this is actually comfortable Hell, you could even camp out in this, use it as a truck camper, and this would be a good platform to put your sleeping bag and stuff. So let's go ahead and get started on doing this. Let me take this broom out of here. Set that over here to the side. And I need to get my alcohol, which is over here. Isopropyl alcohol right here. And I'm not too worried about all this grass right now. I will vacuum it out when I'm done. It's just good. I don't care if it stays up on top there. So, but before I get in, knock my boots off one time and we'll minimize the mess. So, first thing we'll do, put that up here out of the way, and we got our blue rags right here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to gently roll this back. And as you can see, right here, there is a Velcro strip that runs about 2.5 feet. And they provide you with these little short strips. And this is all hook and loop. So boom, that's actually perfect size. So we're going to fold this down. We're going to see exactly where this is going to be laying, and that's going to be laying on that rib there. So we're going to take our alcohol. We'll wipe this rib down so it's good and clean. And yeah, that gets a little bit more of the dirt off than the broom did. And now we're going to take this, we're going to peel off the little backing. Might be easier if I come from this direction right here, because this is some hardcore stuff. Not wanting to let go at all. Maybe if I use my utility knife, because they said that this is an industrial grade backing or adhesive that is on these. Oh yeah, I can feel that. So we're just going to set that over here to the side. Gently fold this back, keeping our pressure on it. And we're going to do this, push down on it. And that puts everything back in play where it needs to be. All right. That side is sealed. Now we're going to do the same thing with this side. So let's move this out of the way. Take our blade out of the way. Get our Velcro ready. And we'll fold this back gently. And there it is. So now we're going to stick this down. That is some grippy stuff. So that's going to be on that rib. Some more alcohol. Clean that up. It's good and cleaned. Now we'll get our utility knife and we'll peel this little sticky back off. Come on off of there. There you come. Get that out of the way. And now we'll gently roll this back down and get it pushed all the way into the corners again. There we go. Now we take it, push down on this rib right here. Make sure that Velcro is attached all the way down. Now, this is not going anywhere. With that Velcro holding it almost the whole length, this is, you don't have to worry about it now, but we'll make sure they're both down. Yeah, I can hear the hook and loops catching. We're good. So Now we just need to we start at the back, and then we do one side and then the other side. So fairly simple. I know right now it's a little difficult to see what it is I'm doing, but basically I just went ahead and got this bottom piece set. I didn't have the camera on for that. Sorry, I apologize. But basically all we're doing, we're just peeling these strips that they provide you, and we're going to be placing them in place. Now I'm doing this section of it right here. It's going in here. We're just putting a bunch of these in place. Kind of just putting them randomly in the middle, along the side. And just making sure we've got enough of these in play to hold that back in place. And it doesn't take much. Get one more right here. And let's fold this up and let's see exactly where that's going to be hitting, so we can make sure that we hit it with the alcohol wipes or the alcohol, so that whole area is clean. So got that. Now I'm going to peel off the sticky stuff. And you have to forgive me for the sniffles. I've got a little bit of a head cold. We had a cold front that moved in, and let me tell you, it really tore me up. So we're going to start from the middle and press that in and get that all the way in where it needs to go. That right there. Now this one here, we're going to get it and push it up into where it needs to go. Boom. There we go. Perfect. That looks good right there. So as you can see, that panel is done. Now we just got to lower this down, and we have to put one of these long strips on here. This is going to be what folds this up and across the top of the bed. So let's do this real quick. Okay, so now that the train has gone by, I went ahead and started the video back up. I'm gonna take some more alcohol. I got the Velcro in place. Take some more alcohol and we'll wipe that top down, and then we're gonna flex it, form it, and push it into place. So, alcohol, let me lay down. I'm sure this would have been easier if I would have gone ahead and taken my whole topper off, but I didn't want to do that because this thing kind of a pain in the butt to get strapped in when you're laying on your back. So, I mean, I figure all I'm doing right now is peeling off some Velcro and sticking it. So, I think I'll be fine this part. So, now here's where the fun part comes. Flex this up. Flex this up. That up the whole way. Now let's go over here. Do this part, flex. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Guys, that looks amazing in there. Like I said, once I get all this done, I'm going to give you a full pan scoop of the bed, so you can actually see the whole liner after it's installed, been vacuumed out and cleaned. So next, we need to start on the side panel, which means I'm also going to need to be cutting the little holes for the hardware screws. So let's get started on that. Okay guys, so we got everything else done. I didn't really show you exactly the sides and everything, because they're the exact same as the back. You just got to go through it a little bit at a time, putting your Velcro strips, wipe down, push it into place, make sure everything is lined up, and do that. We got it all the way down to the bed liner right here, to the tailgate liner, and this is finished. We've got it Velcroed in place, and right now it looks really good. And I would honestly say this was not too bad. Obviously, I don't work for the company, so I have never installed one of these. Like the guy in his video, took him 30 minutes to undo it. This took me about an hour and 15 minutes. I've never installed one of these before, but I can say this. You could probably do this at home with no issues. I did this by myself, no help. I didn't have anybody out here directing me, helping me, or anything, and it's all pretty much self-explanatory. Push it, fold it, make sure everything is snug up against the cab, and good to go. So my next step is I've got to go and install all my hardware back into place so my toolboxes and everything can actually be in the truck. And then I'll give you guys a final spin through of what the BedRug looks like with toolboxes cleaned out, vacuumed, and everything. So there we go, guys. Okay, so as you can see, that was what we've got installed now. This is on a Ford F-150 STX model. So let's spin this around. So this is the truck. And now that is the bed liner. So as you can see, we got these toolboxes in, and then this nice bed liner right here. That thing just looks really good. As far as tools, this is pretty much all of the tools that were needed to do this job. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So there we go. And along with that bed cover, this is going to keep the vehicle safe. So this is, like I said, this was a very, very simple project to do. Hour and a half maybe for me to do this by myself. Hour and a half to do this maybe by myself, and no help. So yes, it's doable for one person. So yeah, there we go, guys. So yeah, this is my review on the BedRug bed liner. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I know this was rough and patchy today because, you know what, I was outside. I'm working. And when I'm working, I'm not actually like some of these camera geeks out here trying to get the best shot. I just want to get the job done. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment. I'll talk to you guys later.